Good morning, everyone. My name's Lauren. I'm the Lola behind lolodidit, hand-dyed yarn. It is January 22nd, I believe. I don't think I've done a podcast since December, since right before Christmas, which is crazy. I can't believe it's been a whole month. This is ridiculous. So I'm back. I want to talk to you about a whole bunch of stuff that I've been doing and kind of what's been going on around the lolodidit headquarters. We've had a crazy January, so I apologize for not being here, but I hope you guys understand. You can find me on Instagram at _lolodidit, on Ravelry as lolodidit, and lots of other places. Just search lolodidit and you'll find it. So thank you guys all for joining me. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for checking me out. And if you guys have been bugging me about where my podcast is, thank you for that too. So let's get started. I had literally the best Christmas. So firstly, I just want to say how thankful I am that I got to take the time to have a break and to have Christmas with Trey. And it just was the best Christmas I could have asked for. As an adult, I can't remember a better one. So we had a really great time. I surprised Trey with a trip to Kentucky to go on the bourbon trails. He's a big fan. We like the history of it and all that stuff. So it was really fun to kind of go around there and see all that stuff. And it was really cool because most of them are family-owned businesses. So we had a great time hearing about how they developed their recipes in small batches and how the family carried on traditions and how they came up with different techniques. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like yarn dyeing. This is so cool. Yes, I totally nerded out. I thought that was really just one of those cool things that you think about as a small business owner, all the stuff that they thought about and telling their story and their history. That you think about as a small business owner. So I thought it was so cool and it was beautiful. It was 4 degrees on some days, 8 degrees on others. My Las Vegas blood is not used to it. I grew up outside of Chicago in a small town in Northwest Indiana. So I grew up in cold weather, but oh my goodness, I was frozen. And we did not prepare because the week before it said it was going to be 30, 40, and I was like, okay, that's around where Vegas is, no big deal. Froze our butts off. So that's the only thing I can complain about. We had a great time, so it was really nice. It was one of his like bucket list things that he's been wanting to do for a really long time. So I was really glad that we got to take some time and do that. I got a lot of knitting done, and I'll show you one of the things. So I took my sweater with me that I've been working on. This is the Stillwater Cardigan by Olive Knits, and of course I'm between I just picked up the button band yesterday. And so now my yarn is all tangled, but it is just beautiful. This is the front of it. And I showed a picture on Instagram. Maybe I'll put a picture in here. But this is how it looks. And I've got, I think about 1.5 inches here. I've got another 1/2 inch to go and I'll be done with the button band and be able to bind off. But I really this is one of my favorite details. And I know this is totally nerdy, but this cabling detail, which isn't actually a cable, it's a faux cable. The cabling detail goes all the way down to the bottom, and then you start your ribbing kind of around it. And I just think that that's so, can you guys see that? It's so pretty. This is, if you guys haven't done a cardigan before, this is amazing. It's really, really well written. It's very simple, but has really beautiful details in it. But really, the techniques that you're using, I would say 99% of them, even if you're a beginner knitter, you'll know them. Knit, purl, yarn over, slip stitch, that kind of stuff. You're going to know all of those. The things that could get tricky is, making the armholes and things like that. But I used a whole bunch of YouTube, and it's been a really great time. I really am enjoying this knit. So this is one of the only projects that I took with me. which was really cool. So I got a lot of knitting time in on this. So I zoomed along when I took it with me. So I'm really happy. I can't wait to wear this. And I had better finish this by the end of January because it's already starting to warm up here. So if I don't get this done by the end of January, I won't wear it until next year. So I need to get moving on this. But the other thing that I found in my suitcase, because obviously I don't unpack in between trips, is I found one of my socks that I was working on. I should show it to you. I'll be right back. I'm back. So I had one of these socks, and I actually can't find the one that's a whip. It's probably in my purse. But I found this project bag. This is the Scrappy Thread. This is one she made for me. This is my most used project bag, probably, of the ones that I've been given. I use it all the time. But I found this in my luggage. It's my Hippo for St. Patty's Day sock. And I had the other one. It's ready for a heel. And I'm on the airplane coming back because me and Erica, the person who's Scrappy Thread, we're doing a knit along with a sweater, and she said, okay, pause, time out, I'm not ready for the ribbing yet, you have to wait for me. And I was like, okay. So I paused, but I literally had no other project with me. I had made some low biggity hats for gifts and things like that, and I was done. I had nothing else to knit, but I found this project bag in my bag, and I was like, oh, I could knit the heel. So I'm on the airplane coming home, and there's no internet. It's $7 to get internet, guys. It's $7. Now, do I have $7? Yes. Like, could I have spent the $7 to get internet? The answer is yes. But I was too cheap to buy it. So I had no pattern. This one, the pattern that I had used on this, I'm pretty positive it's the Fish Lips Kiss heel, but if it's not, it's the heel that's in Mina Phillips pattern. I have it written down, but I didn't have anything with me. I didn't have internet to access my notes or anything like that, so I didn't have it with me. So I made up my own heel. Yes, you heard that right, folks. I just made up a heel. Now, a short row heel, there is nothing, I mean, there's 5,000 bajillion versions of a short row heel, but I can never remember any of them. And for some reason, I did a short row heel, even though 99% of the time when I'm hand knitting socks, I do a heel flap and gusset like this one. So I don't know what I was thinking. So I had to make up one, and I decided I didn't care if they matched. And so what I did is I use the circular sock machine all the time. And I know basically the concept of it going back and forth, how it creates the short row and then you come back out. I know the concept of a short row heel, I just don't remember particular stitches. So I just made one up on the plane and wrote it all out. And then I spent an hour doing that, and then I unraveled it, knit it again, make sure I wrote it again, unraveled it again, wrote it out again, and finally by the end of the trip, I had a pattern, and I had written out the entire thing based on my circular sock machine patterns, which I have one here. I'll show you. So I either do a 3x1 or a 5x1 rib with a short row heel on toe. And so what I decided to do was design a sock, because I don't know how many times, every time I post on Instagram or every time I do a podcast, you guys are asking, hey, what's your sock recipe? And I'm like, well, shoot, since I'm bored and on an airplane and don't have internet, I might as well. Isn't that terrible? I mean, like, I don't have internet. I have nothing to do. So I might as well design a pattern. I'm ridiculous. So I made it based off of this, and it's the same type of short row heel that you would get on a circular sock machine, based on the pattern, the vanilla pattern that I use. But there's so many, you can knit all sorts of different heels on a circular sock machine. This just happens to be the one that I use all the time and that I like. So I started the pattern. Now the people who are test knitting for me are going to be mad when I show you this. So I took one of my brand new colorways, which is the Quibbler. I hadn't even released it yet when I started this sock. And this is it in a skein. It'll be back on the shop within the next couple of days. It's gorgeous. I can't it's just so beautiful. I'm so glad I did this. So I started it over again so that I could do some tutorials and videos for you guys for the heels and toes, and then also knitting and how I knit and all that stuff. So I started doing that to add on to the pattern, but this is what it started like, so that just to kind of give you a sneak peek about what the pattern is. It's really pretty, and I think you guys will really like it. It's really simple. Most of my test knitters are like, this is great. I think all of them have had sock experience, but not all of them have had test knitting experience. So it's been really, really fun to get everybody's perspective on it. So these will be out. I wanted it by the beginning of February, but based on the level of crazy that's going on, I think it'll probably be more toward the end of February. But I'll get the pattern out as soon as possible, because I know you guys ask me all the time, how do you knit your socks and what are they like? And, you know, how do you do that toe and heel? And this is pretty. So I appreciate all the compliments. So I wanted to make sure to get a pattern out to you guys. So thank you for that. I'm having a lot of fun. And in my nerd moment on the plane, this is what happens. So because I had a few people ask me, you know, why are you knitting a sock and what happened to the heel? Like, I think I had mentioned it on one of my live videos on Instagram, and everybody's like, I'm confused. So that's the story. No internet on a plane, so I have problems. So anyways, this is the Quibbler all knit up. It's so pretty. Let me and then this is what the pattern will look like when this is about what the pattern will look like when I get it done. So really, really pretty. So I'm saying really, really a lot. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out, and I'm really liking how all my test knitter socks are looking too. So really fun. So Hippo for St. Patty's Day, because I know you guys are going to ask. This will be out in a couple of weeks. I don't know an exact date, but we're dyeing it up. So let's see when it gets out. But I didn't even change it at all. I think this is my favorite Hippo. I didn't feel the need to change up the dye recipe. I just loved it. So, really pretty. So a couple weeks. Or less. I don't know. Keep an eye on social media. Literally, as soon as I get everything ready, I just put it on the shop. I don't do timed anything. Like, as soon as I have it ready, I just put it up there and send out a newsletter and send out and push send on social media. Like, I don't make a big to-do out of it. I hope you guys, I feel like the majority of you guys like that you're getting your notifications on social media, you got an email, and then I put it on the shop when it's ready. I've gotten some, I think that you guys like that, so I'll keep doing it. So speaking of hippos, Hippo for Valentines is the current colorway. This will retire after February 14th. So you've got a couple more weeks that we'll be continuously dyeing that, and then basically once February 14th rolls around, we stop dyeing it. That's all there is. It doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be gone, but it means that I'm not dyeing anymore for the rest of the year. So there you go, that. Now, the change that I made with this one is I put in the new tonal color Amazed, which is this dark burgundy red. It's not true red. It's like a pinky burgundy red. Kind of like this. Like a really pretty red. And I put that in the Valentine's kit. That's this color here. Amazed. So really pretty. I've got that on the shop now. And I know people have been asking me where the project bags are for Hippo for Valentine's. They're coming really soon. I'm really trying to get on top of things. Literally taking a break for December kind of threw me off of my timing. So we're getting back to it. But hopefully with Hippo for St. Patty's, that one will have a bag released at the same time. But it'll be any day now, I think, that I'll have Hippo for Valentine's. So really pretty. These are the bags that I'm talking about, so I can show you. Sorry for all the crinkling. This is Bohemian Rhapsody. Basically, it is a skein of my hand-dyed yarn that I take a photo of and make a fabric out of. And then handmade bags. And these are about a medium size. They'll fit like 2 to 3 skeins. Even some of my bigger shawls I can fit in these just fine. I use these bags all the time. So this one is Pretty Little Zombies. One of my all-time favorite colorways, and I know one of your all-time favorite colorways, but it's so pretty and subtle. It makes a really unique, one-of-a-kind type bag, so really enjoying having these on the shop. And they're made out of a cotton twill, which is kind of like what your jeans feel like, only it's really, really soft, but really durable. So you don't have to worry about, like, for example, for me, Josie, my dog, she hears her name. She will, if I say go get mommy's knitting, she'll go grab it for me. So I don't have to worry about dog slobber on my project bags. Like, they're really nice and durable and tough, and they can be spot clean. They're really easy. So I really like them. So what else has happened? Okay, can we talk about football? So that Vikings game was amazing. Oh my goodness. That was one of the coolest games I've ever watched in a long time. I was on my feet. I was screaming my head off. I almost lost my voice. I know a lot of you guys did too. So I was watching the playoff game, so of course I had to put Purple People Eaters on the shop. The Bears, which is my team, and the Panthers, which is Mr. Lolo's team, didn't make it. But we've been having a lot of fun watching all the games. So the Vikings, that was the best game. So of course I was rooting for them yesterday. They didn't come through, but still, pretty cool that they got that far in the playoffs. I was having fun. So the teams that won, I hope this isn't a spoiler for you guys. You better watch the games live. I don't know. I can't even watch the games after they're done. So we've got Triumph, which I put up a pre-order for that. I've got some of them dyed, but not enough, so that's why I put up a pre-order. If you guys wanted to get this is great for the Patriots. It's like exactly the colors. And then also the Olympics are coming up, so I'll think about that when you're getting this, because I'll make sure to dye it. I'll be shipping the dye to order pre-list today, and then I'll be shipping it out on Thursday, as long as everything's dry, which it should be. But Triumph. And then, of course, the Eagles. Oh my gosh. That was crazy game. Crazy game. Okay, so this is Shamrock. This is Naked Hippo, and this is Folsom. These colors will be in, well, approximately this. These colors will be in the Eagles colorway. I just put up a pre-listing there. I have not dyed it yet. It's in my head of what it's going to be. So get your orders in, because I would like to dye that this afternoon as well. And then, again, ship it out on Thursday, so you guys have plenty of time to receive it before Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Patriots fans, but I will be wearing green to Super Bowl. So, and maybe I will get a sock cranked out in time to wear them. But if not, it'll be my cast on for the day. So that's really exciting. I'm such a huge football fan. I cannot help myself. I love watching football. So even if it's not my team, I really enjoy watching the playoffs, and I really enjoy watching the Super Bowl. Me and Trey have never missed a Super Bowl. It's one of the highlights of the year that we really like going out and watching the game with a whole bunch of people. We usually go downtown and have a lot of fun with that, because, you know, you've got an entire crowd of people yelling at the same time. We have a lot of fun. So it's something that we always look forward to. So I'm sorry if your team didn't make it, but I totally feel you. I get it. My Bears didn't make it either, but they never do. I don't know what I'm thinking. So I've got those on the shop. The pre-orders will probably come down this evening. Today's Monday, so by Tuesday morning, they're not going to be there anymore. So make sure to get your orders in. Whatever extras I dye, I will put those back on the shop on Thursday as ready to ship, but no more pre-order. So that's the plan anyways. Hopefully that works out. So let me show you some stuff that I just restocked. I have, since the last podcast, we've restocked a whole bunch of stuff. But the colorway, I've been really focusing on a lot of new colorways, Valentine's Day colorways. And I have a whole bunch of stuff up my sleeves. So that's what I've been focusing on. It's not necessarily restocking a whole bunch of my, my regular colorways. I've been focusing a lot on new stuff and new things coming out, and the new socks that I've been working on, things like that. So you'll see a lot going on in the shop, a lot of new stuff. I've been trying to make sure to put new at the top on the listing if it's a new colorway, so that you can see it. If you're not subscribed to social media and you didn't subscribe to my newsletter, that you'll see it at the top. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. But again, I mean, you guys email me all the time asking for new features and new things, and I really do try to listen to you. For example, I posted a picture of the Quibbler with this sock that I've been working on. This was 2 weeks ago. The Quibbler came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Lauren, I love it when you knit something up and we can see the colorway and all that." So even though my hesitation in the past is that every single batch that I dye looks a little bit different. Essentially, it's the same color, but it does look a little different. And so I've always been hesitant, but what I started doing, I was talking to a really good customer of mine, Rachel. She's such a sweetie, and she gave me a lot of really great things to think about, because she was saying I should swatch, and I hate swatching, so I don't want to swatch. And I also think that it looks different knit up in different styles. And so I decided to put up a photo gallery on my website. It's right at the top menu. It's right in the middle. If you click on photo gallery, I'll put a picture in right here. But it shows off not all of my colorways. I mean, it's impossible for me to knit all of them. While the majority of those are things that I've knit, I did have quite a few people contact me and ask me if I could use their photo. And so, of course, I said, yes, I would love to use your photos. So if you have photos that are what I would say photo gallery worthy, that are in really great lighting, that show off the knitting really well, even if it's not a finished object. I mean, it could be a whip. I don't care. Just a close-up of photos. I would love to use them. So contact me. I'll tell you yes or no. I'm totally honest on what I can use and what I can't, and what I think that I should put up there and what I shouldn't. But I've been having a lot of fun emailing you guys. So, and that, what also it does is when you see the photo, if it's a pattern that you're like, oh my gosh, what's that pattern? I need to knit it. If you click on that photo, it will take you directly to the Ravelry pattern page. So what's nice about that is I've been able to showcase a lot of my favorite patterns that I've knit, or designers that I've worked with. I tried to put the designers that I've worked with at the top. The only person I'm missing is Debbie. Debbie, I've got your photos. I got to put them on the shop, on the photo gallery. Debbie Reese of the Periscoping Sisters. So I've worked with them on a couple of their designs. So I got to put theirs on the shop. But it's all there. So hopefully it's all the information you're looking for, and it shows off the colorways and you can get an idea. But that's been a really fun little project I was doing over the course of last weekend and trying to get more in this weekend. But as your emails roll in, it's starting to become a little bit more of a... It takes me some time to get them on the shop. I'm not going to lie. It takes me some time to put it on the website. So I appreciate your patience and me getting all of the colorways. Not all of them are going to be represented unless I can find some really... Like everybody emails me. So email me. And we'll see what we can put on the shop. So I thank you guys. I'm always blown away by this community. Every time I'm like, I wonder if I should do this. And then one of you guys will have a nice conversation with me. And then they're like, oh, you should do this and do that. And I'm like, well, shoot, I've got all these people asking for the same thing. Okay, I'll do it. So I really do try to listen to you guys and try to make sure everything's available. So Sorry, I totally went on a tangent. I've got yarn in front of me that I've got to show you. This is something blue. This one's on Sparkle. I love it. And then this one is on Baby Got Yak. I have got to knit something out of this. I love this. This one and the two others that I really love on Yak is Bohemian Rhapsody and Look at the Flowers, Lizzie. To die for. I love them. So this is something blue. I dyed this when my sister got engaged. And I knit her a shawl that I gave her on when she got married. I gave it to her for her wedding. And it was the Aluna Shawl by Anthony Casalina. Gorgeous, huge shawl. But it's so beautiful. It has this short rows and eyelets and it's just so pretty. So I knit that for her wedding. I don't know if she uses it, but I loved it and I loved giving it to her. And I know she just had her anniversary was a couple of days ago. I don't remember the day. But it was a couple of days ago. And, you know, it's really cool that this is when you guys ask me, like, what's the story behind the yarn? It usually is something super personal. Like, I dye from the heart. I don't, things that I'm inspired by. So it's really fun. I really enjoy it. It's like my creative outlet. The other one that I have restocked is Kiss a Wookiee. This was a February Yarn of the Month Club colorway that's now available to everybody. I don't do Yarn of the Month Club anymore, but this was a really good one. It was a Star Wars reference, and I mean, Princess Leia, Kiss a Wookiee, I mean, it's perfect for February. It's perfect. So this is a great one. This is on my solo base, which is a singles fingering weight yarn. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I've got all these new colorways. Okay, this one is restocked. This is the Breakfast Club. This was my first, if I'm not mistaken, my very first Yarn of the Month Club colorway. And it still is. My very favorite pair of socks that I've ever knit myself is out of this colorway. And every time they are clean, I wear them. I love them. So this is the Breakfast Club. And each one, if you look on the listing, I have what the colorways represent for all of the different people in the video, in the movie. And so I kind of pulled different pieces out of it. So I really like that one. Okay, new colorways. Oh, okay, so I mentioned the Quibbler. What I wanted to mention is that all of my Harry Potter ones, I had just reread the books last summer, and I had written down a whole bunch of inspiration and quotes and recipes and all this stuff while I was listening. I listen to audiobooks generally when I dye yarn, and so I have just like half of a notebook full of stuff. So this is one of those, the Quibbler. And this one's Undreaming, which is beautiful. Another one that is, okay, you guys knew this was coming. I can't help listening to Shaggy. 90s songs. Every time a Shaggy song comes on, I'm like, turn it up, yeah. And so when I did Bombastic, everybody's like, you should do It Wasn't Me. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a terrible song. But I figured for Valentine's Day, it's appropriate, right? Like for people who maybe are not feeling Valentine's Day this year. So I thought this would be a good Valentine's Day colorways. I wanted to get like all of the island feel. And not necessarily all the lovey-dovey, but like more like I need to escape to a beach and have drinks with tiny umbrellas in them. That's pretty much what I was thinking. So if you know the song, It Wasn't Me. I played this like 8 times in a row, trying to come up with the colors and dye them and, you know, what I thought about it and all that stuff. So you all knew that was coming. If you're Shaggy fans like me, you knew it. And this is another new one. This one I released today. It is so gorgeous. I cannot get over this. I can't wait to knit it. This one is called Faithfully. It's inspired by the Journey song. And it is, I took a lot of the colors from the music video. And kind of the feelings, the essence. Sometimes it's not all rosy. Sometimes, you know, you've got that pain, but you're still in love. Faithfully. So, really love the song. I play it all the time. I love the album. I love the group. And I could not think of a better representation of how I think it is through yarn. So this is so beautiful. This is on the shop now on all of my yarn bases. And then I have brought back Hunka Hunka Burn in Love. Let me see that. It's pinks and mauves and reds and really pretty. I think I have a skein from last year. Well, maybe I don't. Oh, you know what? This is probably the skein from last year. I've caked it up. But it's essentially exactly the same. Really, really pretty. So I brought that back for Valentine's Day. This will also retire. All these, the Valentine's Day colorways, these are going to retire after February 14th. And then the last one, that's Valentine's Day colorway, which actually has the most meaning to me, which is why I saved it for last. I keep on having, it's like right here in front of me, and I'm like, oh, I'll save this for last. This is called Whatever It Is. This is on my Dreamy base. And this is, when Trey and I first started dating, the first, like, serious date that we went on, that it was kind of like, oh, this is for real, we're actually dating. We went to a Zac Brown Band concert, and we drove all the way to Alabama. I don't know what we were thinking. We were both, I was living in North Carolina, he was living in South Carolina, and we drove to Alabama to go see it, and stayed with my aunt and uncle, which is just so, I still am thankful for them letting us stay there, because otherwise we could never have made it work. We were both broke. I mean, could not have made it work. Like, I splurged on the tickets, like, forget about it. So still thankful for that. But we stayed there, and every time the song Whatever It Is came on, we both were like, this is what it is. Like, we can't explain that we are into each other. It's just whatever it is. We love each other. That's what it is. So this song kind of made sense to us, and it was kind of fun. We were dancing to and all that stuff. So it was really sweet. And so our anniversary is coming up in December. And I'm so terrible. Okay, so anybody who knows me knows that I'm terrible with dates. I never remember birthdays. Like, I'm terrible. I have coined the phrase in my house and family of just because gifts, because literally I'm thinking about you and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to give this to you. Well, I can't remember when your birthday is, your anniversary, or when the next holiday is coming up, but this is just because I was thinking of you. Because I can never remember it. So literally for the past 5 years, we have forgotten our wedding anniversary. Every year. Every year we forget. 2 years ago, my sister texted us at the same time, and I hear through the house, and Trey's running to the other side of the house going, happy anniversary! I said it first because my sister reminded us. But usually it's like 4 or 5 days later that we remember that it's our anniversary. So this year, it's like the second week of December. I've already missed our anniversary. And I'm thinking about this for Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, I really want to do this for Trey. I want it to be a surprise. I think he'll really love it. And he did. He's so sweet. He really did love it. And it's all his favorite colors. But so one of the women that works for me, she goes, when is your anniversary? And I was like, like 8 days ago. So I tell Trey, and he's like, oh yeah, hey, you want to go out tonight? I was like, sure. So every year, I'm so glad he's so forgetful with dates too, because otherwise we would have a fight every year, because I would never remember. I'm so glad he forgets too. So we do a lot of just because we never remember. It's terrible. I mean, why did we get married between Thanksgiving and Christmas? There's so much other things going on. What were we thinking? So anyways, this is for Trey, because he has whatever it is. So I was really happy to dye this for him. And it was totally a secret. He didn't know until after I dyed it. And so it's on the drying rack. He's like, what's that? And I was like, that's your new colorway. No way. I love it. So it was a great surprise. I'm so glad he loved it. So this one, oh, I'm sorry. I'm telling my story. I'm not even telling you what it is. So this is on my shop now. It's available on most yarn bases. I think a couple sold out because I released it last week. But I'll probably dye it again at least one time before Valentine's Day. But this is really, I mean, this is such a beautiful masculine colorway. I mean, I'd wear it. I love blues, but for those men in your life that you need to knit them up a pair of socks or a hat or a scarf. This is a really great colorway for them. So I hope you guys like it. I have no idea why my video keeps on cutting out. But what I was going to say, these are new tape measures. And they're the same. They're transparent tape measures, plastic, all that stuff, but a new color, blue, because you need to collect them all. So they're on the shop now too. I have a whole bunch, and I restocked the Hippo tape measures as well because I know you guys like those. So that's it. I think I've got everything. I don't think I forgot anything. Let me know if I forgot anything. Oh, I did. I forgot to announce all the winners. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause and announce winners. Hold on. Okay. So, December giveaway winners. I've got a whole list, and I put them on my phone, so I didn't forget. I picked them actually in December, or like the first day of January. I just haven't done a podcast since then. So, all of these are random prizes. I have a whole bunch. I have mini skeins. I have whole skeins. I have half skeins. I have project bags from different people who make project bags from me. Little stitch markers and all sorts of stuff. If you want to see what I have, I think it's 2 podcasts ago, I showed off a whole bunch of stuff. So it's all random. I'm literally just drawing randomly from a box. But it's really fun. I think everybody who's gotten prizes so far has really liked them. So for the December giveaways, which is all from that Ravelry feed that you guys were all participating in, I was asking different questions throughout December. I've got 4 winners from that. I'll put the names at the bottom, but the winners are number 281, Amanda B, number 274, Jambalin 1, number 245, Wits Knits Stitch. Oh, say that 3 times fast. And number 202, Knit Chromatic. And I have the I Heart Carl winner. If you guys were watching that episode, there's a portion of one of the episodes that I stopped it because it had spoilers from the Walking Dead. But I have a skein of, I can't find it, of I Heart Carl and a little Funko Pop, kind of like this, but bigger. I think you can see them up there. But little Funko Pop of Carl. And the winner of that is number 17, Al Marie Craft. And then I've got the hashtag lolodidit FOs. So that's the thread on Ravelry that says all the lolodidit FOs. I'm randomly drawing winners from that as well. That is, and I'll be doing that all year. So this is not, the first 2 sections of winners, the December giveaways is over. I Heart Carl is over. But the lolodidit FO thread in Ravelry, I'll continue picking those all year. So don't forget to post your FOs. And that's also another way for me to see photos that you guys are doing with my colorways. And then maybe I could put it on my photo gallery. So that's kind of fun too. So number 74, Crazy Penny Girl, she used Tin Roof Rusted. So if you want to take a look at her photo. And then number 109, Wicked Niche. I'll spell it down here. And she used Blackberry Jam and the Dowager Countess. Oh my goodness, beautiful. So those are the two Ravelry thread FO threads. And then I also promised that I would pick winners randomly throughout the year from hashtag lolodidit on Instagram. I haven't picked the first one yet. It's not the end of January yet, and hopefully I'll get back to a podcast every week. So make sure to post those. That one, unlike everything else, all of these other ones were totally random, used a random number generator. For the one on Instagram, I'm picking my favorite photo. I am not afraid to admit that. I am just going to pick whatever my favorite is. And if there's more than one favorite, I'll pick more than one favorite. I'm not picking a time frame that I'm going back to. I've been scrolling for days. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care how long ago you posted it or how soon you posted it. As long as it's there, then I can choose from it. So make sure to post all your photos of lolodidit yarn. It doesn't have to be a finished object. It can be a whip. Doesn't matter. As long as it has 100% lolodidit yarn in the photo and you used hashtag lolodidit, I will be looking at those photos and picking a winner. So I'll put all of those on the screen at the bottom, all of those winners, and you'll have to email me to claim your prize. So make sure that when you see this, either message me through Ravelry, which goes directly to my email, or email me so that I know who you are and that you want to claim your prize and that you watch this YouTube video, and I'll ship it out to you as soon as possible. So all of the prizes are ready to go. It's literally just a matter of me putting a label on an envelope. So super excited, and it's not limited to US only. I had a couple people ask me that the last time I drew for winners, like, do I only pick US? No way. I have customers all over the world. I want you all to win, so make sure you enter if you are not in the US. Hey everybody, so I'm back. I can't leave you yet, apparently. I knit these socks for a gift during Christmas, and I cut out a portion of my last podcast that I was talking about these socks, and I wanted to make sure to stick it back in there so that you could see it. So here's that lost portion of my podcast from last time. I have been furiously knitting gifts, and some of them, what I decided to do is for some of them, I'm going to probably do a little montage YouTube and show you guys some of the presents that I'm giving. But I don't want to put them up on YouTube yet because some people watch YouTube. My mom doesn't count. She probably knows that I was already knitting those because I never sent her the skein. But for everybody else, I think I will be. So anyways, I decided that I was going to knit up Lagoon. And this is on my Lolo's Favorite base in socks. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love my Barely There collection. It's so beautiful and subtle. And so once I saw this knit up, it actually reminded me of like going ice skating and stuff like that in the wintertime. And can you guys tell I really miss snow? It's like 70 degrees today. I don't know what's happening. So I really miss the winter time and the season and all that. So this reminded me of going ice skating. And so I put a really light heel in it. This is Naked Hippo. And I love it. Absolutely love it. So this is just perfect. So I've got to keep knitting. I guess I only have one sock and I didn't finish the toe yet. But so pretty. So I think that's it. I'm having lots of fun. So I hope you guys are too. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.